So, hello students, we are at the machine shop and we are in front of our lathe. Okay. So, today we will discuss about the various parts of the lathe and the various operations that we can perform through lathe. So, let's start our at first the demonstration part and then the working procedure through the lathe. Okay. So students, all of you may see this is our entire lathe. Lathe is called machine tool, not machine. And first of all, I want to demonstrate all the components of the lathe. In the left hand side, that means in this side, we can see one part that is called the headstock. And with the headstock, there is a spindle here, and with this spindle, one chuck is there. Okay, and we can say this chuck is not a direct part of a lathe. This you can say this is a component, okay, or an attachment of the lathe. In the right hand side, we have the tailstock. This is the tailstock portion, and this is the bed section here. This is our lead screw, and the intermediate portion, that is called the carriage. And in the carriage there are various portions, like this is the tool post, cross slide, compound rest, okay, and this portion is called apron, okay, and this total carriage portions will be slided over this braid through this guideways. All of you may see, first of all we are going to hold our cutting tool in the tool post area, and here we are using a single point cutting tool which is mainly made of HSS. Here we are using. One thing we have to say that we have to cut the harder material. We have to use the harder cutting tool with respect to our job, and we are going to hold our job in the chuck section. Here in this video we can easily see this is our 3-jaw chuck. That means there are three jaws are there. So what are the advantage of the 3-jaw chuck? Here this is called self-centering chuck. So if we tight one chuck, then the other two jaws will be automatically adjusted, and this will be the self-centered. Okay. Beside this 3-jaw chuck, we have another one type of jaw, I will say later, that is the 4-jaw chuck. So okay students, we can see that there is the 4 jaws. This is called a 4-jaw chuck. So in case of this chuck, we have to do the centering. What do you mean by centering? We can see this portion is called dead center, and this is called our life center. So if we draw a imaginary line from the life center to dead center, so we can get the center. Okay. And if we hold any jaw in between these jaws, then the center of the jaws will lie on that imaginary line. That means that will be in the center. So in case of these 4-jaw chucks, we have to tight or adjust the chucks the jaws manually. Okay, that means the 4 jaws can be individually can be adjusted. Okay. So this is the main thing of the 3-jaw and 4-jaw chuck. But in case of 3-jaw chuck, if we tight one jaw, then the another jaws will be automatically adjusted. So this is the advantage of the 3-jaw chuck over this 4-jaw chuck. I am going to show you the another portion that is in between the headstock. Basically there is a motor, and through this motor we can get the power, and the power will be transmitted through some belt drive, and for this belt drive the power will be shifted to this pulley, and the pulley is connected to the another pulley that is attached here in the headstock area. And when the motor will be powered on, then automatically the chuck will be rotated, and we are going to hold our job in this chuck portion. So when you going to on our motor, then our job will be automatically rotated through this chuck. Okay, and we have to hold this job in the spindle area. This is called the spindle. Okay, so in this video you can see we have automatically removed the chuck portion, and this is called the spindle. And when the motor will be rotated, this with this belt drive and the power transmission procedure, this spindle will be rotated, and if we held our chuck in this spindle, then that will be also rotated. Okay, so I am going to show you our single point cutting tool very closely. I think all of you may see our single point cutting tool that is held in the tool post area. Okay, so this is our single point cutting tool. So here we have inserted one MS bar into this headstock area, and we have started our job. First of all, look this video. Now we are doing the facing operation at first, and we are continuously giving the feed and the depth of cut. So we are using here the outside caliper to determine the outside diameter of our job. So to measure the outside diameter, we have to use this outside caliper and the steel rule simultaneously. All of you may see the procedure to measure the outside diameter of the job through this outside caliper. So we are at first taking the reading from the outside caliper, and then we are going to use the steel rule
21.
So we got the value, that is the 21, that is the diameter of our job. So first of all, we have already started the facing operation, and now we will do the another operations. But before performing that operation, we have to adjust our cutting tool. That means we are going to use the tailstock, the tool post area, and we are going to set our cutting tool. Okay, one more important thing is that the center of the job and the center of this dead center, that is lying in a same line, that is the imaginary line. So please look the operations. I will share the job diagram after performing all the operations. So now we are doing the turning operations, or you can also say the straight turning operation. So continuously we are providing the feeds as per the requirement, and we are also giving the depth of cut. All of you may see we are rotating the wheels that is available in our apron area, and by rotating those wheels we are going to adjust the entire carriage portion, and we are going to give the depth of cut and the feed as per our requirement. there is any question, then please write your question in the comment section. Again we are taking the dimension or the reading with the help of the outside caliper and the steel rule. So as per our drawing we have to remove more materials.
25 এর diameter. Marking.
So now we are going to do our grooving operation, and to perform the grooving at first we have to mark. So we have already adjusted our single point cutting tool. All of you see the procedure of the adjustment.
কত আছে 30 লেন্থ
30. We are performing this job as per our given dimension. So at first we are manually rotating this chalk for the marking purpose only. We are providing the depth of cut as per the requirement for the marking.
লেন্থ আছে 20
Total length is 30.
টোটাল 85 আছে
Okay.
85 আমরা 30 অলরেডি নিয়ে নিয়েছি এবার এখান থেকে 20 গ্রুভিং এর জন্য যাবে নার্লিং আছে কত নার্লিং আছে মনে হয় 20
Basically we are going to perform this. This is our basic diagram, and the all dimensions are in millimeter. Okay, so what are the tools required? That is already mentioned, that we want the single point cutting tool, that is most important. Another, we are going to perform the various operations like the knurling, so we want our knurling tool. We are going to parting off, so we want a parting tool. Another two adjust the jaws of the chuck. We want the chuck key and the tool post key and the outside caliper. One another thing we record, that is the steel rule. Please add that section in this list of the tools. Again we are marking another point as per our drawing that I have already shown to you, and we are manually marking these sections by using this depth of cut and by rotating manually the chuck. All of you may see already 2 markings we have done as per our drawing. Again we are
20.
the distance between both the sections, that is the 20, and we have ensured that length by using the steel rule.
30 আর এটা মাস্টার আছে আচ্ছা
Okay, so roughly we have drawn the one diagram. All of you may see the dimensions, and as per these dimensions we are going to perform our job. So now again we are going to see all the operations that are remaining. So we are back to our work. Okay, so all of you may see we are performing our job as per our given drawing, and between the marked sections that we have done the manually the marking, we are doing our machining through the lathe. So continuously we are providing the depth of cut and the feet by rotating the wheels that are available in the apron area. Okay, one important thing is that I want to mention, that is we here are using, that is MS bar, and in case of machining of MS bar, basically we can get the continuous type of chip. So we have mainly two types of chips. One is continuous. You can say this is a example of the continuous type of chip. Okay, and another type of chip is there, that is called discontinuous type of chip. So in case of this MS bar machining, we are getting the continuous type of chips. All of you may say, see, this is a continuous type of chip that we have already got from another machining operation. Okay, again we are getting the outside diameter, and we are calculating this outside diameter by using the outside caliper and the steel rule. We have to check continuously the outside diameters during our operation, because we are going to perform our job as per our drawing. So students, we are going the grooving operation, and we have to check the dimensions by using the outside caliper and the steel rule to achieve the dimension as per our given drawing. So our grooving operation is already completed, and now we are going to perform the another operations as per our given drawing. So one thing, we have to continuously check the outside diameters during our job to ensure that is similar to as per our drawing. So again, by adjusting our tool post, we are going to change the tool post area to hold our single point cutting tool for the cutting. In between, I like to show you what are the different type of operations that we can perform through our lathe. That is number one, turning, facing, straight turning, taper turning, grooving, and another operations are there. But the most important portion that we will cover, that is the knurling and thread cutting. Okay. So these are the common operations, and this is a schematic diagram. We can see this is a schematic diagram of our lathe. Now we will do the taper turning operation, and to perform the taper turning of operation, at first we have to calculate the taper angle. That I will show you later how to calculate the taper angles from the given dimensions. In case of our job, we have calculated the taper angle, and the value of taper angle that we got, that is a 3.83.